Hey guys, welcome back. Today I've got a nice treat for you today. We are unboxing this is a AVIA gas pool heater. It's one of the Raypak new versions. So we're gonna do the unboxing and I'm gonna show you what's in there. Let's open it up. I went ahead and took the stuff out of the sides so you can make this a little easier video, but it came wrapped in plastic. Got a instruction manual. This one's really cool. It's got a Wi-Fi setup also. And here's the heater. It's got a nice red front on it. Kind of cool. Let me get it out of the box and we'll get started. Nice about it, it's not too heavy, pretty easy to handle. It has the anode in here. I believe that's what you call that. So if you have corrosive water, it will eat that up before it eats up your heater manifold, so that's good. Inlet here, exit there, should be easy. The only thing that's gonna be a little difficult is you see our inlet outlet on this old heater is up the top. It's gonna have to go all the way to the bottom. The other thing is the gas pipe. It's here in the front, and on the new heater, so we're in the back, so we'll have to move that also. But we'll get started on this thing. All right, first thing we're gonna do is disconnect the power. Power comes in the side over here. You take this dust cover off, then the transformer right behind it. We'll remove the wires. I'm going to save this connector because we're going to try and use it on the new install. Okay, as soon as we get that done, now we're going to move over to the control wire. This comes from the Jandy system 2-wire controller that allows us to turn the heater on and off using the indoor remote. So we're going to put this on the new one as well. Hooks up very similarly. Okay, this one was definitely in bad shape. The picture just doesn't do it justice, but the whole bottom is rusted off here. It's still on the ground there. And the burner tray, as you can see, just completely destroyed. But got a nice little family of mice building in there. That's about all it's good for. This one's going to the scrapyard. Okay, this one came with split nuts, which not a big deal, but those go together pretty easy. Not sure if that's cheaper to do it that way or more expensive, but these are good if you have a place you can't get to, like you're going over top of a pipe that has connectors on it. Need for it, but anyway, install them just like that. We'll go onto the heater. Now that we have our collars, these go here. Make sure the O-ring is in there, and that'll screw right on. Then our new pipe will glue right in there, and we'll be good to go. Okay, plumb that in just a minute. First, we're going to tackle this gas line. That's the most important thing, so we'll do that next. As often happens with these, this is not what I was expecting. We've got the yellow gas pipe coming in, the connector I'm not sure what that goes to there. Then we go to steel pipe, but you can see it's resting. Then we come steel pipe up all the way. So I'm going to call my plumber friend, see if this is legit or if we need to do something else. While we wait on the plumber, let's go ahead and get the water pipes reconfigured and make the connections and get it tied back in. Here's the electrical. If you're doing 120, it shows you here, and we're doing 240 volts. So we have the hot wires coming from the supply side. That's these, and we're going to connect both blacks, both reds. So a red with a white trace, and the red go on one side, and the black, both black ones go to the other side, and then the white one will not be used according to the book. So we'll hook it up just like that. Okay, we've got the main wires hooked up. We've got the gas ready for the plumber. He's going to bring that over and connect that. So now we need to hook up our remote line. We're going to plug into the PC board in P8. There's a terminal that comes in the bag of goodies. You got 3 wires. We've got a pull and spa, and it shows that we have a 2-wire remote on our controller. We're going to cap the black with the orange trace, and we're going to connect the control wire from the Jandy to the other 2. So we'll do that now, and that plugs in. You have to take the top off, then you have to take this cap off here. You have to take that cap off, and then that terminal or this plug will plug into the board right there. There's an empty slot. The remote switch is here. We have our 2 control wires coming from the Jandy. Capped the black with an orange trace. The other 2 we connected there. And we'll put this cover back on that. There. Put the lid back on it, and we should be ready to go. We're going to turn our gas on. So we're ready. Okay, we're on. Got to turn the heater on. Here, this is the remote, pre-purge, you can hear the fan. We are good to go. Now to set the remote, press and hold the up and down for 5 seconds. It'll say remote on, and then you'll know you're connected to the Jandy. If you don't have that system, you don't need to do that. But okay, here's where things went sideways for us. Okay, so we're trying to light this heater, setting it about 8 inches of water on. Got the heater to come on, and it lit, which was good, but then it immediately went off. No, let me take that back. We got everything hooked up. The plumber left. We got the heater to come on, came on immediately, and it ran. He said it took about 20 minutes to heat the hot tub up, which was good news. But then it went off and wouldn't come back on. So it did this several times. It would light for a minute, and then once it reached temperature, it would stop and shut back off. Couldn't get it to relight. So we called warranty that we needed to check the gas pressure to make sure we had enough gas pressure. And sure enough, that was it. You can see on the meter, we've got the static pressure, which is great, but when the valve opens, we don't have enough flow. So, and the reason for this is the gas pipe has got too many turns in it. There's probably 590s in this configuration, and it just steps the flow down, just restricts the flow so much that it doesn't work. So plumber's coming back this week to, we were trying to use the existing line and make it work. And 9 out of 10 times it does, but for some reason on this one, it's not gonna work. So we're gonna change that out, and should have a good working heater for the owner once we get that done. So anyway, that's kind of a wrap on this. You might, before you dig into it on your heater, if you're installing one of these, check the gas pressure first to make sure you've got enough. Static is great, but make sure the flow is adequate. I believe 2.5 is the minimum on the flow when I talk to the Raypak rep. So anyway, hope that helps you guys. Thanks again for watching, and as always, we appreciate you, and we'll hopefully see you in the next one.